Hi, it's Jason from drpremed.com, and I have something very, very special for you if you're a pre-med student who's getting ready to apply to medical school so you become a doctor. And actually I want to tell you a story about something. Today I was on social media and I saw a post that basically stopped my heart. And what was this post? It was from one of the deans of the medical schools I know, a very prominent medical school, and basically they were putting their daily dean advice to medical school applicants. And it was that an applicant to medical school wrote into the dean asking, can you please go over some of the reasons or ways that I could improve my chance of getting into medical school because I was rejected by your school. The dean did not take too kindly to this because the dean stated that what the rejected applicant should have done was follow the instructions in their rejection letter on how to contact the school to figure out their next steps if they had any questions about what went wrong in their application. That's crazy. That's insane. You guys don't want that to happen, and all too often I come across students who just don't realize how competitive it is to get into medical school, and they think it's not going to be them, that they're not going to be one of the students who doesn't get into medical school. But it happens year after year, and so I wanted to change that for you. I have something very special, but there's only a limited number of spots. I'm only able to work with 20 students who are ready to apply to medical school because there's just one in me, and I want to give you guys the best service and everything possible so you can realize your dreams of getting into medical school and becoming a doctor. So what I have is I have special medical school application coaching practices. This is an A to Z white glove service that's going to give you everything you need to be successful in getting into medical school. I have a process in place that's going to take you to the top. You're not going to be just a diamond in the rough pre-med wondering how are you going to stand out, how are you going to make the case for getting into medical school. I'm going to strategically go through your application. We're going to give a theme to your application, your primary application, so that everybody who takes a look at your application, they know exactly what you're bringing to the table and what you can do for medical school, getting into medical school, and all of that. And one of the biggest problems or concerns that students have is writing their personal statement for medical school. It's a vague topic. They don't know how they're going to tell their life story in 5,300 characters. I help you do that. I help you put together the most compelling personal statement possible that's going to just make the AdCom's mouths water and drool when they take a look at it, and they're going to say, we need to meet you in person. And you're going to get interviews. You're going to get multiple interviews. And even when you prepare for those interviews, I'm going to be right there with you. We're going to do mock interview sessions, and I'm going to give you everything you need to be successful on the interview trail, how to answer those tough questions, those ethical, moral questions. And when they ask you about things in your background, you're just not sure what to say, how to frame it or compose it, you're going to get that when we do one-on-one mock interview prep. And also, there's secondary applications. There's a lot of writing involved with that. I'm going to teach you how to write your secondary applications to answer the question that the school wants, but also to position yourself above everybody else who's applying, and so that you're not just writing like the standard bare minimum responses that AdComs see all the time and doesn't do anything to move your application forward. And you're probably thinking, how is it possible to do this? I like to think about writing as being a screenwriter. So if you know Shonda Rhimes, who does like the Grey's Anatomy, all of those ABC TV shows, she has wide acclaim for her writing style, putting out those TV series that we all keep glued to, coming back week after week to see what's going to happen in the next episode. I take that same writing style and philosophy and take it to your personal statement, your secondary applications, so that you make an emotional, real connection with the human on the other side who's reading your application, and you're going to skyrocket to the top of the pile, and you're going to really move forward when it comes time to when ag comes out to decide who we're going to admit, who we're going to reject, and who we're going to table and think about and come back to at another time. I want you to move forward because the biggest goal is for you to get into medical school. You don't need to go through this process on your own, trying to figure it out, or doing endless Google searches, hopping on Student Doctor Network, going to Reddit and trying to figure this stuff out. That's not what you want. You want somebody who's going to work with you, walk with you every step of the way, who knows the pitfalls to avoid, who can tell you avoid this landmine, who's successfully done it not only myself, but for countless, hundreds of other pre-med students I've successfully gotten them to the next level. So this isn't like a program or service where it's like, oh, I went to medical school, so now I think I'm qualified to teach other people how to get it. Nope. A sample size of one is not good science. And so, a little bit about me. I was a president of the Premed Society in undergrad, so I made contact with admissions officers at the top medical schools throughout the country. My undergrad was completed at Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois. I did my pre-med coursework at Harvard Summer School. I went to grad school at Boston University School of Medicine, where I got my master's. And I am, by the time you're reading this, I'm probably going to be finished with medical school. I go to medical school in New York City, and it would be Dr. Spears at that point. So I'm not so far removed from the process of what it actually takes to be successful in getting into medical school. I know it, I've been there, I've been helping other students, and I want to do the same for you. So if you're on the fence, you know, like, you have a chance of getting into medical school, you're kind of anxious, you're a little bit worried, you're nervous, and you just don't want to make a mistake on this because you worked so hard as a pre-med student, you took the MCAT, maybe you didn't get an awesome MCAT score, but you're still competitive. Maybe your GPA is in a 4.0, but it's still above like a 3.5, and so you're still competitive, and you just want to make sure you have somebody who can help you overcome some of those deficiencies in your application and just really teach you how to outshine the competition and do what you need to do so that by the end of the application cycle, you're not writing to the deans of the medical schools that you applied to and asking what went wrong, what can I fix in my application so I can reapply to medical school again. No, that's not what we want. I want you to have a good problem. The good problem is when you come back to me at the end of the application year and you say, Jason, I got into this school over here. I also have this school over there, and then there's another school, and I just don't know where to go. I've been talking to my parents about it, and we're really on the fence about what school should we attend. Do you have any tips or advice or what you should suggest as a school for us to attend? That's a very good problem. Now, if you work with me on my medical school application service program, those are the type of problems that you're going to have, and you're going to be very, very thankful for them. And it's going to be so exciting when you get into medical school and you're at your white coat ceremony. Parents, family, and friends are so proud. They're clapping as the dean calls your name. You walk across that stage. Somebody slips that white coat over your shoulders and welcomes you to the field of medicine. So all begins. That's what you're looking forward to. You want to be a doctor. I can help you get there. Unfortunately, I can't help everybody personally. Again, there's only one in me, and I can only take on 20 students this year. So if you want to get into medical school, you're serious about becoming a doctor, you want that white coat, you want that stethoscope, you don't want to risk trying to do it on your own, try to figure it out what's online, or just speaking to somebody who's not going to be able to handhold and walk you step by step and give you clear-cut roadmap to getting into medical school this application cycle. then you need to turn to me, because I'm going to get the job done for you. I have extremely high success rate. Over 95% of the students who work with me ultimately do get into medical school, and I'm a winner, and I expect you to be a winner so that we both can be winners. And I want you to realize your dream, realize your goal of becoming a doctor, but you have to take the first step, which is investing in yourself and realizing there's help, there's people who want you to succeed, and I'm one of those people. So this is Dr. Spears with Premed, drpremed.com, signing off, and I look forward to hearing from you in regards to the next steps to see if we can work together and get you that white coat and stethoscope and get you into medical school.